Kideaters vs. Zoo BoyZ, Chapter 14, Part A. The only plan now was to make their way to the helipad, contact headquarters, and get off the island. They were willing to still capture what they could on their way out, but that was no longer a priority. Jeremy asked his commanding officer, "Can we use the underground passages? The passageways to get to where the helicopter lands?" She cautioned Jeremy, "It's awfully dark down there, and we can only run in one direction if we meet up with something in the tunnels. It's not a good plan." The island dweller, Ralph, spoke up. "She's right, There are spiders down there. And I don't mean the good ones." "Ew," she scolded him. "Didn't I tell you to shut up? Are your zip ties tight enough? Need a gag in that deceptive mouth of yours? Huh?" It was a rhetorical question. He replied anyway with a fake British accent. "If ye unbind me, madam, I shall help ye fight." She and the boys rolled their eyes. John told him, "We've been doing fine, just fine, without you." When Dave abandoned them, he took the cattle prodder with him, but the major's sidearm was serving the purpose of keeping the man in line. She pushed him in front of her as she took charge again. "Move. Forward. March." They followed what was left of the paved trail. It narrowed in one section and then came to a fork. She was about to solicit Ralph's help, but didn't want to give him the satisfaction. She pulled out a map while asking John to keep her gun on the prisoner. Ronnie jumped in. Oh, let me. I'm good with a gun." Major smiled and affirmed him. "Yes, you did well, Ron. Give John a shot." Pun intended. John took the position of being guard, throwing away any hesitation and self-doubt that tried to spring up. Ralph tried to give his side of the story, his philosophy about the island, the zoo, his part in all this. I am actually a mercenary too. My primary concern is making money at the expense of ethics. Just like you five. The Jackson 5 that you are. Well, that you were. Only 4 now because your friend David decided to abandon you." Hightower looked up from the map. Before she chastised him, Jeremy asked, "Want me to gag him now?" She answered him, "No. You know what? Let's hear what he has to say." John warned her, "It will all be nonsense, Major." She agreed, but added, "But there are truths hidden in the lies he spreads out. Let him talk." She looked back down at the map. Just to be a smartass, he remained silent. "That's what I thought. Given the opportunity, you finally shut up," she said smugly. That spurred him on. He went back into his monologue. "We are all nothing but mercenaries, you little gold diggers. Everything is money-oriented, grasping, greed, complex, covetous, materialistic, money-grabbing monsters. Nothing, yea, nothing is altruistic, philanthropic. I am a personal soldier hired to serve in a foreign army. I let you capture me. Do you think you caught me? Ha! To that I scoff. I had planned to seize power with the aid of a group of mercenaries, such as you 5. Oops, I mean you 4 fairies. He tried to frighten them into worrying about Dave. You're going to leave here without your strongest team member, only a little boy named David. That finally did it. The major summoned Jeremy. Okay, Jeremy, pull out the masking tape. I've heard enough. Ron sat down on the ground, took off his shoe and one of his socks. He recommended, use this too, Jeremy. Jeremy did just that, while John held the mumbling man at gunpoint. By this time, Hightower was able to tell them the most direct route to their destination. The backpack was much lighter now. Most of the supplies were gone, other than a few nets, the net launcher, empty small containers, and a few other goodies, not to mention the artillery on Major Hightower's sash. Who knows what else she had in the many pockets on her super utility belt. She was more prepared than Batman. Ralph's words rang in their ears and clouded their thoughts. That's exactly what he wanted. An earworm that would somehow foil their plans and elevate himself. So demon-like. His lies were like spiderwebs. The team knew the best thing to do with those distractions, haunts. Don't just knock down the web. Kill the spider, Major forewarned the boys. Pay no mind to him. We aren't doing this for pay, Jeremy added. We aren't even doing it for just our freedom, punk. He lunged at Ralph. He taunted, ha! Made you flinch. John completed their mission statement. We, sir, are doing it because it's the right thing to do. Ron chimed in too. Yeah, ethical and all. Then he used Jeremy's adjective. Punk. Hightower smirked, then led on. Okay, boys, that's enough. She rustled them up. John gave her gun back to her. She put Ralph in front, then John, Jeremy, and Ron, not forgetting Quasi in the back of the line. On to Part B.